Hi and welcome to today's video. It is day 10 of the 6 weeks challenge and all is going well again. Well, actually I say that I had a pretty shitty day yesterday because I went to see the chiropractor. The chiropractor said to me, Rob, you need to stop doing any kind of weight training or any of your Krav Maga or any impact sports whatsoever for the next 8 weeks, which is kind of a bit of a kick in the gut, really, because I'm a relatively active guy these days. I didn't used to be, but now it's really become part of who I am. So to basically be told that I have to sit back for 8 weeks is really challenging. Unfortunately, I am allowed to do some exercise. She said I can swim, she said I can walk, and I'm allowed to cycle. And luckily I have a stationary bike here, which I had from a previous injury I picked up in training, in doing my self-defense stuff, my Krav Maga. So I'm able to do work on that and actually keep up with some quite high intensity stuff. So that's good, but it's just a bit of a bit tricky. It's it kind of hits you emotionally, and I got home last night and I said to my wife, I'm just feeling a bit rubbish about the whole thing, but in reality 8 weeks is not that long, and 8 weeks to have my spine sorted and to be fit and strong again will be great. And the idea behind it is that with my spine being twisted up, if I don't train and don't do any weight things, my muscles, especially my upper body muscles, will reduce a little bit, and that will make it easier to manipulate my spine. Once my spine's in a good position, I can then start training again and get the strength back, build up my core again, and that will then hold my spine in the right place. So that's the idea, and I trust my chiropractor. She's brilliant. So yeah, we'll go with that and see what happens. I mean, you may find me pouting in 8 weeks if it hasn't worked, but I believe it will work. So let's talk about tracking, which I mentioned in yesterday's video. I remember when I started weight loss, actually I first started doing it when I was about 14, 15, my dad waking me up at the crack of dawn to exercise with him. But when I first started doing it for myself, I could never really understand why I struggled to lose weight. I thought that I was eating the right things, I thought I was doing enough exercise. But the reality is that the problem I had is that I didn't really know and we talked about calorie deficit yesterday, but actually what I was eating, how many calories was I actually eating, and how much exercise when I was doing it, how many calories was that actually burning. And I remember reading back at the time, well, you need to do a food diary, but you look at the back of food packets, and back then, 30 years ago, well, say 25 when I was 20, 25 years ago, food packaging was a bit rubbish. I mean, it had information on there, but not everything did. So it was really hard to try and work out, and you'd have to sit there and go 100 grams, how much of this had I eaten? So you'd have to then weigh it out and try and work it out, and back then scales were a bit rubbish as well. So it was all really, really difficult. And so, when I started to really focus on working out the best and most efficient way to lose weight, I knew that tracking had to be part of it. I knew that it was important to be able to say that this is what I've eaten, this is what I've burned. But I also knew there must be some easier ways to do it, given today's modern tech and apps that are out there. And that's when I came across 2 brilliant apps that I use. The first one is MyFitnessPal by Under Armour, who are a great brand, good clothing, and this app is just remarkable. If you haven't come across it, I recommend you to download it. Basically, you can have it on your phone. You can put in your weight, your current body fat percentage, so you can track that and use that for tracking against your goals and targets. You can also, most importantly, create food diaries, and you can do that just by zapping food in. So on your phone, you hold up your phone, and the camera, it will scan in the barcode, and it will for most foods that I found, there's the odd one that it doesn't have it for, it will then tell you what the calories are, and you can add that to your daily food diary. You can also create recipes, so you can make a recipe, set out how many portions it's going to be, and that way you'll know that what you're eating is what the calories are and what you're eating. If you're having a bit of junk food, if you're being a bit naughty, or if you're you finish a program, you're more into a maintenance kind of phase, say you want to have Pizza Hut or something like that, it will tell you what's in a slice of, say, a medium-size Hawaiian, which is a guilty pleasure of mine. So it's absolutely brilliant for that, and it basically means at the end of the day, you know exactly what you've eaten, and you can start to use that towards your calorie deficits for weight loss, or to just maintain if you're looking to maintain. From the other side of the things that I use, and you can use any kind of fitness band for this, but I use MyFitnessPal because, well, I like it, and also integrates with Fitbit, not my Fitness Pal. My Fitness Pal is the other one I was talking about. So I use Fitbit because Fitbit integrates with my Fitness Pal, and I like the fact that it does that. Now, Fitbit is one of these trackers you wear on your wrist, and it measures your heart rate throughout the day. It also measures your walking, and it gives its best guess at some kind of weird exercises that you're doing. Although when I was a musician over the last 6 years, if I was wearing this and playing piano, it would think I was doing lots of walking because my wrist was going up and down. Although I did a lot of dancing on stage, so maybe it was right, and maybe that's why it was tracking. But what's great about it is that it not only monitors your calories and gives you an idea, you can add in exercise, but with it integrating against MyFitnessPal, you can then see how many calories you've burnt based on your size and your body fat percentage, and also measure that against what you've actually eaten in the day. And in the previous post where you see that screenshot from my phone showing my calories in versus calories out, that is taken from Fitbit. So I'm able to use that to track that accurately, or relatively accurate. I mean, it's not 100%, there's going to be some mistakes, but it gives you a very good idea of where you are, and that's what we need. We don't want to be relying on guesswork here. We want to be as scientific as possible, and it actually is. I find it quite motivating when I'm looking at it and thinking, well, you know, I've almost spent 3,000 calories today. Let's just get to that. Let's get to 3,000 so that I know that I'm in at least 2,000 a deficit if I'm, say, eating 800 calories a day. So it's a really, really valuable tool that helps me keep an eye on things, and hopefully those two tools. But as I said, it doesn't have to be Fitbit, but MyFitnessPal is a must. It's free. Get it. It's absolutely critical. Having a band or a tracker, I think it's absolutely critical, but there's some really good options out there that you don't have to spend £100 like you do with Fitbit. You can spend like 10, 15, 20 pounds, and they work effectively, not as well I don't think, but they are effective, and they are effective at getting into the right kind of habits. And most of what this is about really is kind of retraining yourself and finding little reward systems that come from knowing you've done the right calories or burnt them out in the right amount or eaten the right amount, and just rewarding yourself mentally and feeling good about that and knowing that you're going to lose weight, so that when you hop on that scale after week, you are dropping the weight that you want to drop, and you're seeing fantastic results, which luckily I find with this program, and I'm seeing, and we'll see the next ones next Tuesday, where, as I said before, hoping to lose 3.5 to 4 pounds this week, which will be pure fat loss. Again, I'd say I'm not a medical professional, but in my experience it has been, because when I've been measuring my body fat percentage, I see consistent drops in that as well. So we'll be seeing 4 pounds of loss. It won't be water weight loss, which is brilliant. And yeah, we'll see how we go. Proof is in the pudding, so we'll see you next Tuesday. And I will see you tomorrow, where we'll be talking about a brand new topic. And what I'll probably talk about is the 80-20 principle, which I love, and how it applies to dieting and healthy eating. I hate that word dieting, so take that back, because that's bollocks. It's not about diets. It's not about that. It's how it applies to eating, lifestyle, everything you do in life, really. It's a fantastic thing. So I'll talk to you tomorrow about the 80-20 principle. So I will see you then.